He basically forced me to have sex.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you think is the most dangerous place in the world for women? Is it Yemen? Afghanistan? A dark alley late at night? No. The most dangerous place in the world for women is in their own homes. 1 out of 10 women in the United States will experience something that should never happen. It's called marital rape. Let me explain. Imagine you fall in love, get married, and get in bed with the person you trust most. Everything seems great, but one night you're not in the mood, and he doesn't care. And then this happens.
He basically forced me to have sex, even though I said no multiple times.
I would commonly find him forcing himself on me in the middle of the night.
For 3 years, this happened to me more times than I'll ever know.
Just because you are married to someone does not mean you can use their body against their will. But unfortunately, this is exactly what's happening to thousands of women and some men around the world. I asked my followers on Instagram to share their stories, and the amount of crazy experiences was shocking. It's crazy that this is happening, and it's even crazier that in almost half of the world, this is still legal. For example, this woman.
I was forced to have sex on specific days of my hormonal cycle and only after doing specific rituals, whether I liked it or not, or else he could just divorce me and take everything. So for almost a decade, I felt that I was being raped by my own husband.
This happens in Judaism, Christianity, Islam, atheism. This is not a religious issue. This is a human issue. Why does it happen? Many of our cultures allow this, and many of our families defend it. Some men think that women enjoy forced sex, or that when they say no, they really mean yes. Family tells us that if we can't keep our man, we're a failure. And friends tell us that if we don't please our man, he will leave us.
After a certain point, I felt like if I fought physically back as much as I could have, then I would have to accept the reality after the fact that someone who at the time I thought I loved was actually raping me.
Your partner's supposed to be someone that you trust. When this happens in your own home, in your own bed, it's like living in a nightmare that you cannot escape.
I was just a body to him.
And here is the craziest part. You'd think that this would at least be illegal? It's not. In almost 50 countries, if a husband rapes his wife, it is not considered a crime. It's legal in countries like China, Egypt, India, Iran, Morocco, Indonesia, Bangladesh. That means 1 out of 2 people live in countries where marital rape is allowed. And the truth is, even in countries where it is illegal, a lot of us don't realize that we can say no. We feel like, I'm married, I have to say yes. This is what I signed up for. But I am here to tell you, you don't have to say yes, and you are not obligated to do anything you don't want to do, whether you are married or not. For most of history, women were literally property, and even though the laws are changing, a lot of the cultural attitudes have not. So, what can we do about this? We need to pressure our governments to make the laws and to enforce the laws. We need to teach our kids that they can say no and that they need to ask for consent. And if someone tells you this happened to them, we need to support them instead of shaming them. If you live in a place where marital rape is legal, I need you to know that just because it's legal, it doesn't mean it's right. It's wrong, and you deserve better.